What's going on, you guys? Slim here with a new video today, and today, you guys, it's that time. It's Banlist prediction time, you guys, and it's inevitable. And to be honest, ever since they changed the Banlist thing, we originally thought it was gonna be in December. Now it's several months. It could drop at any time. It can literally drop at any time. And honestly, we're in August, so it could be this month, it could be September. All I know is it'll probably be before the next YCS. So it's pretty crazy. We have Splite and tier elements in the format now. So now we just have to basically account for the previous format and then just play in this new format. But anyways, I don't want to waste any of your time. If you guys already know what to do, subscribe, like, blah, 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 blah. The same crap we do every single video. Let's get into it though. So for banned, I have 3 cards. I have Mystic Mine, Artifact Scythe, and Halki Fibrax. So Mystic Mine has won endless YCSs. It's kind of a joke at this point. The card has been included in so many decks just because not only do players not account for it, but they also just lose to it. Like, we all lose to it if we don't have a main deck out. A lot of times decks can just combo underneath the card and then just, you know, get rid of it themselves. It was demonstrated in the finals of the YCS, like literally being able to pop the mine and stuff like that and then just play is crazy. The fact that decks can utilize it as a way to play through boards is just nuts. And I think we've seen enough of this card, and I think it's time to finally put it down. Everyone complains about it. There are plenty of counters to it, but I think it's just a card that just shouldn't exist in the game anymore. People will argue and say it's the perfect counterbalance to, you know, all these wombo combo decks, but we have a lot of crazy cards that can take care of them as well. Like Dark Ruler, we have the new like mini Dark Ruler that just came out in the new set. So there's a lot of things that can actually counter these combo decks, and I think Mystic Mine is just something that needs to go, because even the combo decks are utilizing Mystic Mine to fully resolve their combo underneath it. So I think after all this time, the card needs to go. Scythe, honestly, I don't think this is gonna happen, but I have it on here because shout out to you guys in the community tab that all contributed. Everyone mentioned Scythe and Mine and Halk, of course. Scythe is just a card that, I mean, it's been around for a long time and people think that it needs to get hit. There's the argument that maybe you should hit Dagda instead, because Scythe was never really a problem with Artifact Sanctum, but now the card is just being utilized as just a combo piece in these decks to just lock out the extra deck, and that's why people want it gone. Same thing as every Banlist prediction. Let's get the card out of here so that we don't take away a fundamental part of playing the game. And then Halk is just insane. Look at how many tuners have been hit because of it. Look at all the crazy degenerate things it's able to do. We limited it to one last list. Just get it out of here, get it out of the game, and then literally you don't have to worry about any of that stuff. And then maybe some of these tuners can come back. I actually did not do that on this list. I did not put a bunch of tuners coming back just because I don't know how likely it would be that they would have Halk, but if they do, then we can definitely predict for future lists that they can bring other tuners back. But those are my 3 banned cards. Pretty simple. Couldn't really think of anything else I think that should get banned. People have mentioned some weird things, like they want Chaotic Ruler banned, they want like other cards. I'm like, I don't think that's gonna happen. I think realistically, if they're going to ban anything, it's going to be these 3 cards or some shape or form, maybe 1 or 2 of these cards. So that's what I got for ban. On to limited. So limited was a little hard. I thought about Sword Soul, I thought about Despia, and I was like, they need to get a slap on the wrist. They need something. Now, I don't know how accurate this will be. I've seen different predictions think that they'll hit Sword Soul monsters. I honestly think if they hit Sword Soul Emergence to 1, while it would be a hit to the consistency, it would be like a slap on the wrist to the deck. The deck is extremely consistent. That's why the deck does so well. It's very consistent at what it does. Hitting Emergence to 1 would just lower its consistency. You could argue maybe put it to 2, but I think putting it to 1 is just a little more fair because the deck has been around for a while. It definitely needs, you know, some kind of slap on the wrist. Same thing with Despia. For Despia, I have branded opening. I had a really hard time deciding, should they put Eluver to 1? Should they put branded opening to 1? Should they put branded fusion to 1? And I felt like if they put branded fusion to 1, it really like kills the whole like power card. Branded opening is like one of their main starters, so being able to just limit that to 1, lower the consistency, doesn't completely destroy the deck, it just lowers the consistency, and I feel that's all you really need to do to these decks. Now that we're in the Splite and tier elements format, we don't really know how much play the Despia deck, the Sword Soul deck are going to get or see in the new format. So honestly, I think that these are just good, simple ways to like slap both decks on the wrist, and then they're still playable. They're just not as powerful and not as consistent as they were before. So that's what I have for those decks. I also have Teleport. This was one that you guys suggested. So putting Teleport back to 1, everyone has been complaining and just like how crazy the card is, like just for punks in general. Like punks are crazy. They got new support. You can play pure punks. Like shout out to Pac. Like he's demonstrated like how you can play pure punks in the game. So like I think that putting Teleport to 1 would just again lower the consistency. Do I think think it's gonna happen? Not really. I am putting this on here though because this is one of the big ones that you guys did suggest. And it'd be interesting to see in the comment section below, do you think they will actually hit teleport again? I really don't know. Like, now that the card's back at 3, I just don't know if they'll put it back to 2 or to 1. I put it to 1 though, just because people wanted that for consistency hit, and we'll see if it actually happens. Next, I have Blaster the Fire Dragon Ruler. You guys already know this. It does nothing. Just bring it back. It does nothing. That's it. And then Spellbook of Judgment. I had to put Spellbook of Judgment because we got to kind of copy the OCG. They brought it back to 1. I don't think it would make a huge impact in the game. Spellbooks are not what they were back in 2013, but it would be kind of crazy to see if they do bring that card back to 1. It would be pretty cool. I had to have one random card that like kind of mimics the OCG, and I think that would definitely be something that'd be cool to see if they did actually decide to bring back Spellbook of Judgment. That is it for the limited to 1 though. Semi-limited, I had to throw a couple cards in here, even though I'm not a huge fan of the semi-limited list. I feel like we're gonna copy the OCG and they're gonna hit Water Enchantress and Right. Brave cards are the best cards in the game. You got to do something to them. You got to slap them on the wrist somehow, lower the consistency. They're so powerful. They were even limited to 2 each before they even came into Master Duel. I know separate format, but we do copy a lot of things the OCG does, so it'll be interesting to see if they do follow through and actually hit Enchantress and Right here. And I think to 2 is fine. I don't think they'll hit them to 1. I think it's too soon, but I think they'll just try to lower the consistency of them by putting them each to 2, and that'll at least again lower the consistency of the Brave engine overall. And then I put 2 more cards on semi-limited. And the reason I did this is because I love Dark World so much. I would love to see if they would actually semi-limit Danger Jackalope and Danger Snake, Danger Tsuchinogo. Y'all may think I'm crazy, but I love Dangers. With the Dark World structure deck coming out soon, I really wonder if it's something they would do to boost the support, because everyone would play Dangers with Dark Worlds because it just makes sense. And the fact that we have Nessie and now we could have literally 2 Jack and then 2 Snake would actually be crazy. You just have more consistency to the Danger deck, to the Danger Dark World deck. And it'd just be something kind of cool. Do I think it's gonna happen? Not really, but I had to throw a little bit of wish list in there that maybe they'll semi-limit some of the other powerful Dangers, and then we'll get to see more Dangers in the game along with the Dark World cards. That'd be pretty cool. But that's what I have for semi-limited. I always keep it pretty small because it's not really my favorite part of the list, but it definitely has some merit to it to put a couple cards to do just for consistency. Now on to the unlimited. I have several cards. I have Pot of Desires. I still, to this day, do not understand why that card was ever hit to 1. They brought it back to 2. They'll probably bring it back to 3. A few decks play it. It's a very powerful card, but honestly, like, it just did not deserve to ever get hit to 1, and even at 2, it's just weird. So yeah, I had to put Desires back to 3. Next, I have Fusion Destiny. Now, the reason I have Fusion Destiny, Verde is gone. It's not coming back. If that card comes back, then they really fucked up. But Fusion Destiny, you just have to hard draw it. You have to hard activate it. There's nothing else to it. DPE is not even in the format. Playing at Nationals, I saw 0 DPE. The only DPE you see is if you're playing against Pure Heroes. And if you're not playing against Pure Heroes, you do not see DPE in the format at all. So put Fusion Destiny back to 3. You can play it in your deck if you want, but you have to hard activate it, just like a Red Eyes Fusion if you're playing Dragoon. So it'd be the same exact thing. And honestly, it would just be, I guess, a little semi more buff to heroes just for consistency. And then if you do want to play DPE in general, so that's my reason on Fusion Destiny. Next, I have Tenki. They brought it to 2. I feel like they're going to bring it to 3. You really don't see any decks that utilize Tenki outside of Tri Brigade, and there really just hasn't been that much Tri Brigade lately. Like, they pop up every once in a while, but I mean, just for consistency purposes, you just don't see them that much. So maybe giving them another copy of Tenki would actually boost the representation of the deck. So I had to throw that out there. Besides, with the stuff they bring from 1 to 2 to 3, it's usually following a pattern. So I had to put Tenki there. Next, I've got Dynamite Knight for True Draco. Shout out to James. You already know. Draco isn't doing anything. James needs his True Draco cards. He needs to be able to play True Draco for all the True Draco players. So yeah, bring Dynamite back to 3, and it'll be good. I am not bringing back the Field Spell though. Sorry, James, that card's broken. Can't be bringing that back to 3. But yeah, I got Dynamite Knight. Next, I got Trickstar Light Stage. Same thing. It went to 2. Bring it to 3. Trickstars aren't doing anything. Cool deck, but they're just not doing anything. Like, let's just be honest, and I don't think having extra light stages is gonna make a huge difference when the deck overall just isn't really doing anything. It's just power crept by like everything else. So just to be fair, bringing that back. And lastly, I have Wall of Revealing Light. Yeah. That card does nothing. So yeah, I just have it there anyway. And then last but not least, my wish list. You guys already know every list gotta ask for it. Can I just have 1 Colossus? Just 1. and that'd be pretty cool. But that's it, you guys. Short and sweet, to the point. That's my ban list prediction for this upcoming August, September, whenever the hell they decide to drop the list. Let me know your thoughts in the comment section below. Do you agree with my prediction? Do you disagree? I'm sure there are plenty of cards I forgot to mention, but let me know in the comment section below what you'd like to see on the ban list, and we'll see when the list drops, and it'll be interesting because we're in a new format, but we definitely cannot forget the previous formats and not forget the decks that will still be playable even in the Splight and Tier Element format. Don't sleep on other decks, because I think there's still a lot of potential, and you always have the option to play something else. So that's all I gotta say. Hopefully you guys enjoy. I'll see you guys in the next video. Thank you for watching.
Thank you all for watching the video. I hope you guys enjoyed, and a special thanks to all my patrons. It's because of you, after all these years, I'm still able to make this type of content. Hopefully you guys will check out some of the videos that are suggested here for you, and just remember, you guys, it's not just a game, it's a lifestyle. Thanks for watching.